Yay!
Welcome to Life Under the Laundry Pile. This is Copper.
This is Heather.
And, hey.
Hi.
That was really lackluster. I'm sorry.
We're still recovering from February, that bastard. We declared February was the worst month ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, February was a bitch.
Yeah. So all right, do your social media thing. Pimp us out.
All right, guys. We're going to get better about it, but you can find us on Facebook. Which is where we're the most active. We have a Twitter. Do I need to be telling them the handles? Because right now my brain is like mush. No. All right, so you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my favorite, and we do have a Pinterest.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. And we have a website too.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to go back and see the show notes or listen to old episodes,
you can always go there.
It's all on there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And see my pretty graphics. They're all on there.
Yes.
So
all of the pretty graphics.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
What's been going on?
What's been going on? Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. Landon had a birthday. He turned 9, which makes me
February
so sad.
babies.
I know.
Yeah.
Makes me really sad. I think when I looked at him the other day and realized he was going to be 9, I actually like teared up because I was like, he's my boy and he might be my favorite since none of my kids listen to this. But it was just, it's really hard. Like that to me was like, wow.
Right.
They're getting older.
Right.
And so we had his birthday at the park with a bunch of boys, stinky boys, I might add.
Yeah,
Who knew? Yeah. Playing ball, and they had a blast. So
simple at its best.
Yeah. Other than that, we're dealing with the home move. So we just had the home inspection, which, oh my God, was like 4.5 hours of, hey, stay out of your house. And so we bounced around. I took Landon out shopping for his birthday, and definitely went to my friend Jones for a couple of times because I had nowhere else to go.
Well, you went out and then you came back and they were still there. So you're like, Joan, can we hang out? Yeah.
Poor Landon's like, where are we going to go? And I'm like, let's go back to Jones.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's what we did. But
hey, I need to ask you, what is whited out on here? I'm really curious what you had going on.
That is liberation and freedom. That is the color
of liberation. Is it the same thing? Like,
freedom.
what did you have going on?
She's looking at my calendar for those of you who can't see me.
I can see it. Late arrival.
I friggin' white out everything and it makes me feel free. Some of it was, don't tell PTA meetings, I whited that shit out. Some of it was, in the beginning when I first got the school calendar for the school year, they had some late arrivals for my daughter's high school. And so I went through and just put them every Thursday thinking that I would forget. Well, you don't forget it. It quickly becomes ingrained. So I had to go through and white them all out. I love whiting shit out on my calendar. It makes me feel free and saying, good, that day is open and free. I love to say my day just opened up. That is my favorite thing. Like if you were to invite me to go somewhere, you know how we are about canceled plans are so much fun. So if you call me and you're like, we can't go to the meeting today, I'm like, and that just like that, my day opened up. It's like the birds start to sing.
I know exactly what day you were talking about. And actually what I said was, I can't go to the meeting that day because my kid was sick. And you just said, well, then I'm not going.
Hell so. Yeah. I had a headache that morning, so that's enough for me.
But the home inspection went really well. I am in your head. What are you talking about?
No, I was like,
I know you better than I know me.
My head hurts. You don't know how bad my head hurts. I have a teeny tiny headache, but you don't know how bad it hurts.
I am in your head.
We're gonna say it's really bad. It was okay. It was very nerve wracking. It's really nerve wracking to have someone in your house pointing out all the flaws. And like, the realtor said, he's going to find a million things, but they're mostly, a lot of them are cosmetic. And, things like the doors aren't plumb and whatever. But, I'm sorry, I didn't build the house. That's not anything I can do about.
Give me a house that's not brand new. That is plumb.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's just nerve-wracking, and I'm kind of over and done with having to have my house clean. I'll be honest.
Right. Yeah.
My house has never been this clean in my entire life.
I mean, it's been a while since we have been in that stage where we were selling a house, but
It's a lot of work.
And when we went through that, when we had our house on the market, and I just want to give you perspective on this. For you, your house never even eventually went on the market. Like, you had an offer before it was even supposed to. My house was on the market for over 2 years.
I know, and it blows my mind now that I know what it's like. I don't even get it. Like,
and
to
that
have
was
people,
2 years of having a baby, who eventually became a toddler while we were waiting. 2 years of pets.
to keep it
2
clean.
years of a husband that wasn't there and keeping it clean and everything. So yeah, I get it. It's really stressful.
You know what? You need an award for that shit.
No, I'm happy it was over.
I bet you just wanted to faint and pass out when it was over and scream hallelujah.
When we moved and we got to Washington State, like we moved in this apartment and it was small, but it was very like
you never cleaned
manageable.
again for like 2 years.
I mean, it was a good 2 months before I really deep cleaned anything.
No shit.
Because I was like, I'm freaking tired. Like I just want clothes everywhere.
Dear God, if I clean one, if I have to vacuum my stairs one more, like you have to do it every single day,
right?
Because they want that. Oh my God, I just want to poke my eyeballs out.
Right.
Seriously, I don't know how you did it. I'm serious.
It was awful. But
your realtor should have given you like the Golden Apple Award or some shit.
She was crappy.
Some like golden vacuum award with liquor inside.
Right. And for the record, like it was a decent home. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was during the whole recession.
Right.
So the housing crash. So that's why 2 years, and actually we never did sell it. So
it's not because there were dead bodies that they found in the basement.
Well, I mean, there might have been.
Because you have to disclose that shit.
I plead the fifth.
On that piece of paper, it said, have there ever been murders or deaths besides like natural? I was like, what kind of question is this?
Because you have to disclose
poltergeist.
Yeah.
I blame poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Hell yeah, they don't want those like, Indian burial ground underneath your pool over here that you're trying to hide.
Oh, that show is so creepy.
Did I have to disclaim that there's a dead guinea pig in the backyard?
Ah!
I wonder if those people saw that little rock that says R.I.P. and they're like, what is this?
Poor Willa.
It just dawned on me.
Right.
I just thought about that.
Oh, isn't that funny? Like when you bury a pet like that. We growing, and this was way off. I didn't even have this as a note to talk about, but growing up, like we always had a ton of animals, and when something died, we buried it in the backyard, and we lived in the same house. I mean, my parents owned that house up until when my dad died.
And you wonder what did future people...
And we always kind of, when we put the house on the market, we joked about the fact that the people that are going to buy it and start digging around to like do gardening and stuff, they're going to be like, what the hell happened here? Because there's dozens of dead animal bodies. Yeah.
I watched HGTV the other night, and on the show, they had to stop construction because they found bones in the backyard. And he's like, what happened? He's like, we had to stop. We had to call in the police. And it was a dog.
It was a dog.
So I'm like, yeah, that's
there's cats, birds, hamsters, fish. I mean, we buried it. Everything got a burial. Everything got a burial when we were grown up. So
it's crazy.
Chinchillas, a skunk. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jackie had his Pinewood Derby on Friday and won 3rd place.
So cute.
Or Saturday, sorry. Super cute. Super handsome.
For those of you who don't, because I really don't, what the heck is
I don't know.
Pinewood
I wasn't there.
Derby?
I was in Florida. So
no, but what is it?
It's they build these little cars.
Because he's in...
Boy Scouts.
Okay.
Cub Scouts. Cub Scouts. They build these little cars, and they have like this racetrack. It's really simple. It just goes downhill, and they have races.
Sure that it goes down the...
Yeah, so we'll post a picture online of, we had to pause for a second because I had a little burp like a young lady.
Better out the top than
I know, right, yeah.
Better out than in, I say.
As Heather says, she's grateful it came out of the top. He had his car. Matt obviously cut the wood and then let him sand and paint it, and he designed it like the Flash, of course, because everything with Jackie is the Flash. And so we'll get the picture up for you to see, but he won 3rd place, so that's really proud. And of course, he'll tell you, he's like, well, there are only 4 people, Mama. I'm like, I don't care. You got 3rd place, you know?
Oh, there were only 4?
Yeah, because they do it by grade level, so, but still, yeah. So.
That's pretty funny, though, that he said that.
But he plays and goes a little and the picture, he's so proud of it. I'm like, oh, it's so cute.
No, it's cute.
We've had Moose home, like, almost 3 weeks.
Which is very unusual.
Yeah. So he actually came home. He had the last 2 weeks of February actually were some vacation time for him, so I could go to Florida. But then he ended up flying back almost immediately the week before after he left because of Maggie being in the hospital. So He's and we're not entirely sure. He goes back to work on Monday, and we're not really sure, what his schedule's going to be yet. So he may be home a little bit longer, which, if you know anything about us, is
very unusual.
We might see him once a month on a regular basis.
Right.
So for him to be home this much has been a pleasure, actually. So he hasn't been too annoying. But in his defense, I haven't really been home, so...
Right. It kind of worked out in a weird way that Maggie got sick right before your conference.
Right.
Very, very weird that it worked out that way.
Are you accusing me of something?
Yeah. What the heck? How do you make appendicitis?
I don't know.
What do you feed your kids? Rocks and stones? I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh.
But it's been nice having him home.
Yeah. I know. It's really funny. I was thinking about it the other day. As much as we talk about how they drive us crazy, and it is nice when they travel, I think I've kind of hit the point where I'm kind of...
You're ready for him to drive you crazy.
But it'll be a mix, because even that being said, he still has accounts in Arizona where he'll have to fly.
Right.
There's one in Atlanta and then one in Kentucky. So he won't be home every single day, every single week. So we'll have it'll be a little flipped. It'll be more home, but still travel.
Which is a nice mix.
Yeah.
Matt's always going to travel. That's what he does for, the field that he's in. He's always going to travel. I mean, there's just no way around that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully one day it won't be as much.
Right. And that's the way it is with Lloyd.
But, so we've enjoyed it. Other than that, we're trying to get back into the groove.
Yeah.
After February, so.
I know. Let's just X out February next year.
Oh, shit.
Except for Podfest. Is it again in February?
Birthdays. It should be. They don't have exact dates yet, but it should be the same, around the same time frame. So,
Okay.
Same location, same time.
All right. Well, then, other than the 2 birthdays
hopefully
and
less
the
foursomes.
Podfest. Yeah.
So, we'll keep the birthdays, we'll keep the Podfest, but other than that, the rest of it's got to go. Even Valentine's Day.
It's too shitty. It's such a shitty month.
Right.
Why only have 28 days? Like, what makes you think you're so special? Actually, what it turned out was he was an asshole.
Yeah.
He was not only less days, like...
He was a jerk.
He's almost like this jerk standing over in the corner. Like,
right.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to go punch him. I just want to go punch him. So what are we talking about today?
Age is but a number.
Is age only a number?
Yeah.
Age is only a number, So what do you think?
It depends on the day.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm all for age is only a number. Absolutely.
Well, but I guess what I mean by that is there are some days where I feel like I'm 40 years old.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then sometimes I feel like I'm 21.
The burning question is, how old do you really feel? Like, seriously.
I don't know. Because what defines that?
I feel 32, if I had to say. 32.
That's just an odd number.
It is an odd number, but if that's the number, that's the number that pops in my head.
Right.
So if I had to ask you, what number pops in your head?
I think low 30s
better not say.
still.
Okay, you better not say younger than me, damn it.
29. My boobs look great when I was 29. That's before children, so... I don't know. I made a list of, like, what does it mean when you're in your 40s? It means that... And you still, I don't know how the hell you still do it, but I can no longer eat Taco Bell, nor do I want to. Like, whenever they put something out, I literally want to vomit in my mouth. It's disgusting.
Their
it's not even food.
Doritos taco
It's
is
not
amazing.
food.
I just had Taco Bell yesterday with the boy.
So gross. And my body doesn't like it either.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Taco Bell is like my one like fast food weakness. Like, if you were to ask me fast food, I'd be like, Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. Oh my God, it's like amazing. I know it's not real meat, but it's amazing.
Nothing about it's real.
It's so good. It's really good. Did you
eat that
real
chicken
good.
Like
I don't eat chicken. It's a naked chicken.
Forgot. Naked
like
chicken.
I said, it's naked chicken.
They already discontinued it, I think. So.
They had a big picture yesterday at the one up here.
Did they?
Yeah.
It's just no.
They literally make a taco shell out of a piece of chicken, which is, in my mind, the most disgusting thing you could ever do. It's gross.
It's gross. The whole thing's
gross.
gross.
I don't even like the logistics. What do you do? Like, you pound it so flat,
like a lettuce wrap, only with chicken.
You pound it really flat, and then like you like I don't even know how you make it look like a shell.
I wouldn't pay to eat it, so I don't know.
And I would not want something called naked chicken.
I've not been at a Taco Bell in probably, and I mentioned this as being over 40.
You?
I've not eaten at a Taco Bell in almost 20 years.
Shut up! No, you're kidding.
No.
Oh man, I love Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell.
No, I would literally rather starve. I would starve before I ate at a Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell. I do.
No. I really feel like once you stop partying and you make more than $8 an hour at your job, it's not necessary. Yeah. The other thing I think that being in your 40s mean is mammograms. So
those suck.
they are. It wasn't as awful as I envisioned because it was just a funny situation. But yeah.
You don't have implants though.
No,
Let me just
I don't.
explain to you the pain that it is.
I always forget about those.
Not only are they squishing your boobies flat like a pancake, they're shoving the implant up into your throat and then squishing your boob down like a pancake. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I don't understand. Like, when I lay down, my boobs are in my throat, so I'm not entirely sure what you're pointing out. Like,
it's this weird, awkward, like, she shoves this part and then don't ask me. I'm sure that's why one of mine is, like, all droopy over here and the other one's not, because that bitch is probably ruptured. And I blame it on that woman at the damn mammogram place with the pretty rose for a logo. What the hell is that all about? Ain't nothing pretty about a mammogram.
No.
No.
Just get done.
You can dress that shit up all you want, but it's still...
The rooms are nice and toasty, though.
Pancake Titty Central.
Yeah.
I mean, the rooms are nice. Whatever. No,
it was nice and warm.
Warm?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for warm. I'm looking for don't touch my boob and leave me alone.
I got great boobs. I don't mind it when they're touched.
I got great boobs, too. I don't want you to touch them. Look at them, but don't touch. Do you ever feel like I want to slap you in the face with my boob?
Right.
If my boob was longer like a tube sock, I just want to slap her in the face with it.
Oh, no, I have visions in my face. This is so unprofessional. Who didn't mute their phone?
Copper.
Damn it.
It's Copper.
Sorry, guys.
Who even still uses that damn that alarm bell?
I only because I set that real fast last night. So my other ones aren't.
Where you have to go? It's so important.
I need to check on some donations.
What time is it?
It's noon.
All right.
So just a couple more things that it does mean. Lots of moisturizer with SPF. Like, it's imperative to moisturize when you're 40.
It really does. You don't realize. You see all these commercials all the time that tell you and warn you about wrinkles and shit, and you're like, that's not going to happen to me. Guess what? It does.
But you know what I hear all the time? People are always like, I can't believe you're 40. Like, you don't seem like you're 40. And what do? I'm like, honestly.
Nothing.
I moisturize.
Right.
And that's something I've always done, which is getting a little weird. But, like, I've always had moisturizer on my face. I've always taken care of that. So, the rest of my body, I have not taken care of.
And it's dry like the Sahara Desert. Right. She scratched me with her leg earlier. It's not pretty.
I moisturized yesterday. And the last thing is really that, like, once you've turned 40, like, being out late usually means that you're still home by 10.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you ever invite me to something that involves staying out, like, after 10, 11, you can pretty much assume I'm going to say no. Right. You're right.
I'm going to a birthday party this weekend. Ironically, a 40th birthday party, and we'll be out pretty late. But other than that, I really just, for the most part, I need to be in my pajamas at a certain time. And more often, it's immediately following the kids going to bed.
I agree. Yeah. Well, because that's my downtime.
Right, exactly.
That's my decompression. But I agree.
But other than those things, like, I don't ever feel like I'm... But I don't think that 40 is old, which is funny because when you were 20, what did you think was old?
My 15-year-old thinks that 25 is old.
Right.
But, you thought 40.
I really don't ever feel like I'm old.
But I can look back. It's really funny you say that. I can look back. I look back at my friends' parents when we were growing up, and I remember thinking they were so stinking old. But now when I look back and I know how old they really were,
you're like,
a lot of them were younger than I am right now.
Yes, and you're like, oh, this is awkward.
It is. Yeah. It is. I can't tell you how many times I've realized one of my friends put on there her mom's birthday or something recently, and I did the quick math, and I said, oh, shit. She was 35 when I was a kid, and I thought she was old at the time. Right. I'm older now than she was, which is so weird to me. You're right. Like, we have this warped concept of what old is. Right. To me, old is 97.
Now it is. And isn't that funny? Because I feel like that the gap between what you are and what you view as old gets wider. Because you're like, I think it's the reality. You're like, oh, 60 really isn't that far off.
No, and it's not old. I got from
20 to 40. like that.
Right.
So I know I'm going to go from 40 to 60
Right.
like that. So you aim a little higher. So.
And yesterday Bill Paxton died,
Yeah.
and he was 61,
61.
and several people said he was so young, which is ironic. And it's typically older people that say it,
Right.
but it is 61 is super young.
It's reachable for
You
us.
know?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's on the horizon. It's
Yeah.
not, so.
I agree. So I definitely think it's only a number. I think there are definite perks that come with being older.
Right. Yeah.
I find that the maturity that comes with a relationship as you get older is great. When you're young and you're with somebody, you're just like, whatever, you're annoying, go away. But when you're older, you realize, you know what? Yeah, they're annoying, but I can deal with it. You know what I mean? Like you reach that level of maturity in a relationship where, just like you and I, if you do something that pisses me off, I'm like, so what? She's still my friend. I don't care. But when you're young, you're like, you know what? She's a total bitch. I'm not, I can't.
What have I been doing to piss you off?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm like, what did I do?
You breathed.
I gave you chocolate.
No, but there's that maturity that comes
Right.
with age,
Right.
and you realize that some
I don't
things-
know. Moose and I are pretty immature people, so like to this day,
Well,
I'm
we are
yeah,
too.
right, yeah.
But you learn to live with.
Right.
You learn that So I find that's
I'm
a definite
less
perk.
reactive.
Yes.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. It's a definite perk.
I think some of that's exhaustion.
You're right.
I'm
You're
like,
like, I just
fuck it,
can't go out and
I
find
can't.
somebody else.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm not.
You'll do.
I'm not going to go out and find someone else because I don't want to put the effort into it.
Hell no. And I don't want to have
He
to be
puts up
naked
with
in front
me.
of someone else again.
I put up with him. He's okay with the fact that I don't shave on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, a weekly basis.
I agree.
yeah.
Getting naked in front of someone else.
No, could you imagine?
Hell no, I couldn't.
I'm never dating again. If something
I
ever
don't-
happens to him, I'm never dating
I don't like to
again.
get naked in front of my mirror. That's not happening.
Mirrors are judgmental.
Bitches.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They stare at you. And I'm like, what are you staring at?
Right. What's your problem?
You mirror. You bitchy bitch.
We need therapy.
Judgy McJudgerson.
Yeah.
Judger pants. Judgy pants.
Judgy pants.
You know what's good though? Saying that, I don't worry anymore about what I wear as I'm sitting here in my parrot leggings.
Yeah, but I like what you're wearing.
I don't
right now. It's
care.
cute.
Like I don't. Like when I
Right.
was younger, I cared. Like I would go to the store and think, oh, I have to change. They're gonna,
Right.
and then now I'm like, fuck it. I don't
Right.
care.
You get what you get.
I wear shorts. I wear leggings. There's no age limit to that
Right.
because I do see a lot of people say, oh, older women shouldn't wear this, and you should only wear this after or before a certain age. No, I don't believe that. Do you believe that?
Well, it helps that you go around looking like you just turned 30. So,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes. Everybody will agree with me.
30. Damn, and I said 32. Why didn't I say 30?
You're like, I could have been 2 years younger. So,
I could just say I feel 30. You know what? When I move, I'm gonna tell everybody that I'm 30.
I see a social experiment.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Let's see what people say.
How do I explain the teenager? I'm from the country originally. I could definitely
There
do
you
that.
go. Ding, 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 ding.
Ah,
Yeah, try it and see what happens.
let's try that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I could totally do that.
Yeah.
That would be our social experiment. You're very wise. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I have moments.
Yeah.
I'm like an idiot savant. I have moments where I'm like.
Yeah.
So are there like any moments where you do feel your age? Like when are you just
when I'm around teenagers
yeah.
or really young kids, not like little kids, but like in their 20s, and when I'm around my daughter's friends, my 15-year-old daughter's friends, I definitely feel my age then.
Right.
I do. And they just have this weird ability to make you feel your age. It's not anything I'm doing. I'm just acting normally, doing what I normally do. I don't listen to old people music. I mean, I freaking listen to, alternative, for God's sake. But they still
Can
have
I
that
stop
ability.
you for a second though?
What?
And I'm guilty of the same thing where I'm like, my music is cool. I'm
Okay,
listening
it's
to
not crappy.
yeah, but it is
trap.
technically old people music because we're the old people and that's the music from our times. Like 90s.
Blue October is like fresh. Like they, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but listen, like we listen to Pearl Jam
Yeah.
and we listen to Nirvana.
But I listen to new alternative.
These groups that we like
Yeah, no, I totally
we
get that.
love
Yeah.
are the same time span as like when we were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
what our parents
Led
listened
Zeppelin
to.
and
Right,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Which
get
also is an awesome,
but no, I do. I listen to like current alternative, like, you know, Breaking Benjamin and Blue October and stuff like that. So it is current. But you're right. My daughter's friends, they listen to trap music, which is AKA crap music.
What's trap music?
Oh, you have to Google it. It's some stupid shit. It's this weird. It's like rap. Have you ever heard that song about something in the kitchen? I'm not singing it for you, but
Is it SEX in the kitchen?
no, she's looking fly
It's
in
not.
the kitchen.
That's not nearly as fun as you think
My
it would
baby
be.
cooking in the kitchen. No, it's pretty derogatory. Like, it's meaning she's got her place and it's in my kitchen cooking and at home.
Ugh.
I mean, it's a catchy little song, but they listen to rap,
Right.
and it's just garbage to me. It's all these rappers that I've never heard of, you know. But that's what they listen to. That's what's popular. So no, it's this weird ability that even though you're listening to current cool music, it's not current and cool to them.
It's current and cool to you.
Yes.
Like people that listen to country music, it's cool to them, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I like some country music.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I do to some extent. There'll be a song that comes out, and I'm like, that's catchy as
Yes,
shit.
yes, you're
and
right.
it goes in my queue then.
Yes.
Like if I think it's catchy, I like it, but I don't
Yep.
search it out. I can't honestly say that I could tell you who some of the country singers are.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do. I agree. Like, if I flip through and I hear a song, I'm like, oh, I really like that song.
What's his name? Blake Shelton is pretty hot though.
Yeah. No, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Trap.
she got
I'm
it.
gonna totally. Well, I love. Gwen.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look that up because I'm like, I'm not entirely sure I know what that is. But yeah.
Yeah. I think when I get around them, when do you feel your age? It's nothing physical I do. Like, I don't, like, physically, like, move furniture in. And then I'm like, oh, my back. I feel like I'm 40, 12 or whatever. 40, 12. But anyway. When you go through the drive-thru and the kid calls you ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am doesn't bother me.
You little bastard. Don't
I
call me
fully
ma'am.
expect it to. Like,
No.
I would think it would, but it doesn't.
It does.
But I use the term myself pretty loosely. So,
No.
and this is going to sound really immature, ironically enough, my recovery time is much longer than it used to be from anything out of the norm. And I don't mean and I don't even mean just
Hangovers?
drinking, although like hangover and I'm not hungover a lot.
Being sick.
Right. But being sick, hangovers, a heavy meal, like it's just my bounce back from anything is just a long day. The next day I'm going to feel ragged as shit.
Yeah.
I don't bounce back from anything the way I used to because I used to be, and I still do pretty well, but for someone completely out of shape, I'm pretty in shape, but that made no sense, but I know what I meant. I still find that just my bounce back is I need more recovery time from every single thing I do in life. So.
Yeah. No, and I get that. When I was sick this a couple of days ago, I was literally drained for a couple of days after that.
It took a while.
Yeah,
Right. I agree.
Did. I mean, so I get it. But the ma'am thing, hell no. I still get pissed when that little shithead behind the McDonald's counter says, "Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am." I just want to look at him
I
and
don't
say,
understand how you grew up in the South.
But to me, ma'am is equated to old woman. Ma'am is equated to that boy's mom's age. Like in my eyes.
You are that boy's mom's age.
Damn it! I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that I could be your mother. I want to still feel like I'm like 5 years older than him. And he has no need to say ma'am. It's like, at what point do you look at someone like just for example, if 4 people came up in line to him, at what point are you looking at them not saying ma'am? Like, would you have to look like you're 12 to not be a ma'am? I'm pretty sure he's not saying that to the 20-year-old girls. I mean, maybe. That's another social experiment. We'll just hide out in McDonald's and eat all day and watch him how many times he says
also another
ma'am.
place I won't touch with the tongue. Well, I do love their sweet tea though, and their French fries.
Okay.
I don't know what they do to those French fries.
It's crack. It's liquid crack. They fry them in liquid crack.
And they never really taste the same. So when we were younger, one of the people that my husband worked with, his wife worked for the distribution part of McDonald's. So and so we were able to get she could get us gigantic bags of McDonald's fries.
Really?
Yeah. So we always had them in the freezer, and they were still it wasn't the same grease because I don't know what they do with that grease. I probably really don't want to know what's in that grease, but we'd fry them up like all the time, usually after drinking. And we had a fry daddy. This is like when you're, when you're 18, 19, 20, you can have a fry daddy and use on a regular basis because who cares about cholesterol?
Right. Which
is probably why I'm where I am now. But yeah, they were delicious. So little brag. I used to have like a finger on the.
That's crazy.
Yeah, on the pulse of those French fries that are just delicious. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to go through that drive-thru when they just came out of the fryer, that is like the best day ever.
How awesome of a birthday present would that be for someone to give you bags of McDonald's fries? Oh my gosh, that would be pretty awesome. Yeah, that would, it'd be very interesting though to see, like, at what point do they not say ma'am to someone?
Right.
So
I really don't know, and I think like a lot of kids, my kids growing up, because they have spent the majority of their life, with the exception of Maggie, who grew up in the North for a little while, in Texas and Florida, two very southern states. For them, they've been raised not just by us, but like at school, like this certain amount of. And this is not saying people from the North are disrespectful, but there's a certain amount of extreme respect for your elderlies down here, or your elders. Right. Not your elderlies, but your elders.
Right.
Meaning anybody truly as an adult, they look at them as, so my kids don't.
Yeah.
They say ma'am and sir, and I don't think they even view it as an age thing. You're obviously a figure of authority. This is what I'm going to call you.
You know what's really funny when you say that? I find myself telling my kids to say, yes, please. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't do the ma'am as much, even though I grew up doing it. But I find myself, like yesterday with Landon, when he would say something, and I would say, yes, please. And so, I don't know. I mean, it's still a form of, respect,
right.
But it's just a little different one. But, yeah, I think maybe that's why I equate ma'am with, elderly, right. So when I hear it to myself, I think of it as an insult, so I don't know.
Which is kind of funny because coming from the person that's saying it, they're saying it as a form of respect.
Right. But that's not how I take it. So
It's much better than when you go through line and they're like, oh my God, you're back here again. Like, what is wrong with you? When you pull up to the drive-thru and you're like, seriously?
Yeah.
Third time this week.
Yeah.
Cut back. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Even though I have a hard time with growing older, I think it's definitely a privilege. And it's a privilege that's denied to many.
Do you have a hard time with it?
I get kind of down when you think that, at the end of all of this, you know what I mean? Like the goal at the end of all of this, or not really the goal, but, I have a hard time with that. I do, just because there's so much to do in life, and you really want to be able to do everything you can do. So, I don't know. I also have a hard time when I see how much people struggle with looking older, and how much people fight against it. And then everyday people like us, we just have to deal with the cards we're given.
Right.
We don't have that luxury of looking younger.
Right.
We don't have, $700 Botox treatments and, facials and facelifts and things like that. So, I mean, it kind of does suck. Have you ever seen Christy Brinkley lately? Have you seen her? Jesus. I know for a fact she's had stuff done.
I don't fault her for that, though.
Doctor.
She's just, yeah.
But I just think to myself, what's wrong with growing old gracefully? I mean, I get it when you're in an industry where your face is there all the time, and you see what you look like. But on the other hand, it does send a very bad message, that it sends a message that getting old is bad, you know what I mean?
Right.
And let's not do it. So I have a hard time. I have a hard time with that part, that, that it's not so acceptable to look old and to be old,
I'm going to say that you made a good point. Her looks is her job. So
Right.
I don't fault her for that.
Right.
If you want to fault society for that, that's another story, so.
Right. Yeah.
But for every person that's like that, people that get things done, I don't fault. I mean, there's a point where you're like, that may not be as healthy because they get really obsessive about it. But, I don't know.
I tell you who looks amazing for her age, and she's not done anything. Diane Keaton.
That woman is gorgeous.
She is.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
And kudos to her because You know what? We know she's no spring chicken.
Right.
We do. And that's totally fine.
Right.
I love people like that. Like on Jane Fonda and no, she's had something. Lily Tomlin. I still don't know if she's had anything, but they both look amazing, and you know they're not young.
Right.
But it's okay. But I like that. I like, people who embrace it and they're fine with it.
Right.
And especially more if they're in the spotlight. To me, that gets a lot more respect from me. Like, I'm like, you know what? Good for you that you don't care, So, I don't know. So, I guess
I don't put much thought into it. To each their own.
Yeah. I don't know.
I honestly don't fault people for much that they do as long as they're not hurting anybody. I don't, if it makes you feel better.
I have a harder time with it, I think, because it just sends out that message to people that it's not okay.
Right.
Let's look as young as we can for as long as we can. You know what I mean?
Right.
So subliminally, is that how much?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
It sends that message.
Subliminal.
It sounds weird. Sublime. Let's just go with Sublime the band.
Oh.
It just sends that message.
Right.
So, I don't know. But to me, age is only a number. Absolutely. I do not feel my age, ever.
Because you don't, you represent your age very well.
But even still.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you still, and I don't know, maybe that's just your view of what you should be doing at our age. We're not doing it. We still.
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, it's funny because
that made no sense whatsoever, and I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that. But
if you
you said something about you don't get upset about growing old. I'm like, you really shouldn't, because you're not old and you don't behave old. I mean, there's nothing about you that falls under the definition of old.
But technically, we are middle-aged.
Shut your dirty,
and I hate that
whore mouth.
I hate that
we
fucking
are
expression.
Not middle-aged. No, we're not.
Did you know that?
You cannot claim that if we're going to pretend that you're 30 when you hit Nashville.
Well, when I lived in Nashville, we are social experimenting, and this bitch is telling everybody she's 30.
We're not middle-aged. People that are 50 are middle-aged.
See, and that's what I thought too, but I read the other day that 40 is what they're considering middle-aged, because used to be the lifespan was 80. So, but now that people are growing older, 50 is the new...
the new 40?
Yeah.
Good.
But holy shit, 40 and you're middle age? I'm like, whoever said that, I'm going to go punch you in the balls.
I don't even feel 40. So,
I think February said that.
Right.
That dickhead. I'm just going to hunt him down and kick his ass. Yeah.
You have a lot of anger towards February.
I do. Well, now that I look back at the calendar and look at what happened to you and look at everything that went on with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you walked in my house this morning and then you realized that tomorrow is actually the 1st, you got like
I was like down on my knees, literally.
Like, tiny little Heather angry. Like, you got down on the ground and you're looking at your calendar like, no, this can't be.
I did not. It snuck up. I did not know. Well, that's what happens when your calendar stops here and then doesn't have the next day until you flip it. So look, we had 2 days this week that still belong to February.
Right.
But yeah. So tomorrow, let's just say tomorrow's shot. Because I didn't realize that. And today is Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday, so that's okay. King cake always make everything better.
Don't shoot me.
You've never had king cake?
I don't like it.
Okay, I don't love it. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
I don't love it.
Okay.
But I'll eat it.
It's not even visually appealing to me.
It's really what it is a glorified coffee cake.
Right.
That's all that it is.
I don't love it.
No. And you're not. You know what? But you do like beignets, right?
Oh, yeah. It's fried dough.
With powdered sugar. That's right. So, okay. You're still good. You're still good.
Forgive me. I'm sorry, the South. Yeah. I have so many friends that are from Louisiana that every time they bring up king cake, I have to like hold back the surge to like, ugh, like I don't.
So wait, you really hate it, or you really just don't like it?
Nothing about it is appealing to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I think it just starts off. It's
a king cake.
Visually, it's unappealing to me, and then you bite into it. And I've never, maybe I'm sure qualities change, but I've had several, and it's polite bites or whatever, but it's just not my thing. Cake's not really my thing to begin with, so...
Chocolate cake's my thing.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
So you can have my piece of cake.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
I only eat one piece.
Yeah.
That's all I eat. And I do too. I'm like the obligatory, because my mother-in-law bought it. But yeah, it's just the obligatory. I'll take a bite. Now, I did make a king cake one year, and I called it a spring cake,
Right.
you know, because at the time we were doing the no dyes.
Right.
So I had to make it from scratch and then make my own sugar, standing sugar, and it was actually pretty good, but it wasn't anywhere near. It was an old-fashioned
Like a bundt cake.
like a bundt
Yeah.
coffee
Yeah.
cake, kind of bundt cake mix, and it was actually really good. So, but yeah, I don't know. So
Perfect.
oh,
All right. Do you want to move on?
yep.
All right.
I think we
talked about age.
I think we have buried that
The
age.
census is basically that we may both be in our 40s, but mentally and physically.
30.
Well,
I'm 30.
Sometimes physically, I feel 40. Sometimes I think you could agree with that. Not all the time.
Absolutely.
Mentally, absolutely not. I don't.
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a mature person.
Wait, what did you just say before?
Physically.
That? You know, I have to say the opposite. Sometimes, physically, I don't. Knock on wood. It's the mental. Some days I just feel the weight of everything on my shoulders, and I feel like what
Right.
I am.
Mentally, I would say the only way I would ever, and I think you really touched on this too, the only time it really bothers me mentally is like I start to kind of wonder what I've done
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I don't think that I have that mentality. Who the hell says what that mentality even is? So
Yeah.
I guess that's very judgmental of me to even say that, because who says? I mean, who says that that's,
Right.
like, who says when you turn 40 you got to make sure you watch Jeopardy every night and
I hate Jeopardy.
do taxes and stuff. Yeah.
I hate Jeopardy.
Have a retirement fund. Yeah. I mean,
I do like to sit on the couch and watch TV, though.
yeah, but I like doing that when I was 22, so it doesn't count. I think that's just our lazy nature.
I agree. That's my favorite.
Right.
That's my favorite hobby
It's a
right
great
now.
hobby. That's pretty much like date night. You just described date night to me.
Yeah. Netflix and chill to me means Netflix and chill.
Take out fajitas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really means sit on
Right.
the couch on my ass.
Right.
It does not mean what teenagers think
Right.
it means. Chill. Who the hell ever said sex was chill? Seriously.
I don't know.
Crazy teenagers.
There's the age coming out. Those hoodlums.
I'm going to be the Golden Girls. I
Right.
really am.
That's my ringtone on Heather's phone, by the way.
It is. You should call
Which
me.
just made my day when she told me that, because I'm like, that's just the best song
Thank you
ever.
for being a friend. I even let it play like sometimes
Right.
just because I want to hear
Well,
it.
that's how I found out, because I called her the other night and it took her forever to answer. And when she picked up the phone, it was probably rude of me, but I'm like, what the hell were you doing that? You didn't pick up the phone. And she's like, this is your ringtone. And I was singing to it before I answered. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry I said, what the hell were you doing? Yeah.
It's so funny because the kids all look up because it's still going and they know what it is because
Right.
they've seen the show. And Aubrey looks at me and I'm like, yeah, I'm picking it up. Oh.
I just thought you were just sitting there going, oh my God, what does she want now? Yeah.
What kind of excuse can I give her?
Right.
Yeah. No, listen to my ringtone. So.
All right. So if you have stuck it out this long, I just want to put out a call to action. This week as a homework assignment, we would like for you to share the show.
Yep.
So you can do that in whatever method that you would like to do it. You can share our Facebook page, go on Twitter. There's really no way of sharing on Instagram, is there? That's your area of expertise.
You can tag us. Like
Okay.
if you put up something, a really cool picture, really funny picture, you can tag us in the comment area or even in the description of the picture.
Okay. All right.
And yeah.
But that's your job. That's your job this week. So please do that. Share the show.
Yeah, and that's a good point because right before all the shit hit the fan, I put out a call to action and said anybody who shared our page, we would give them a shout out. And I'm really sorry. I don't even know what happened at that point. I don't know that anybody shared. I think maybe one person shared.
Was it Karen?
I know it wasn't. So if whoever does share it this week, come back and tell us that you
Right.
shared our page,
Right.
and we'll give you a shout out on the
Okay.
show next week.
All right.
Because that's what I like to do. I like to give shout outs.
And if you're not in a place where you can share the show, then just leave us a review.
Yeah.
Do something, please. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know you're
Because
out
we
there.
know you're listening. Obviously, we have the numbers to show that, but we just, yeah.
The interaction is great,
Right.
as we've discovered.
We're needy bitches.
Yep. Yep.
We need
We
attention.
need you to
We
talk
need
to
attention.
us. We need it.
So, all right. Up next week, we're going to talk baby fever. Do you have it? Do you not have it? What are you doing about it if you do?
Yep. Are you trying like the plague to avoid catching baby
Right.
fever?
Yes. All right. All right. We're gonna probably. I don't know. Are we doing lunch?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get
Fish
off of here and go eat.
tacos at
So yeah.
Skida's.
So we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.